Hi, welcome back to Liz and Liz Get Literary. My name is Liz,
And I'm also Liz.
and today we have an extra special guest. So many of you guys were so excited to see her. We cannot believe we're seeing her right now. Welcome to the podcast, Rachel Van Dyken.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk with you guys. So this is really fun for me.
Thank you. We are so happy to have you. We were talking off camera, but so many of our friends that are readers and friends in our book clubs were just like gagged that we got you on the podcast, and they're just so excited to talk about it. And the first thing on everyone's mouth is the cover. Oh my God, the cover
Hmm.
and the book. And I can't wait to read it. And so just congratulations on upcoming publication. We're so happy for you.
Thank you so much. Like, imagine though sitting on that cover for longer than a year. Like, just imagine the pain that I had to go through being like, it's so pretty and I couldn't share it. I couldn't share it until last year. So yeah, that was a tough one, but it is a really stunning cover. They did a really good job.
Uh,
It's amazing.
It is. And as someone who can barely keep my Christmas presents that I buy for my friends a secret, I am in awe of you because I would have been like, just let me show you really quick. I just have to show you. So,
No, and they're so secretive even about like the book itself. Like I couldn't share any excerpts. I couldn't do anything. So like this has been really, really painful. I don't know if it was like a test the entire time to see if I passed and then they'll fire me if I don't. I don't know. But I passed. I kept everything a secret. So I did
You
pretty
did.
good.
You passed.
and you only have
Thank you.
what, 2 more weeks, 1 more week
Or
until
Two
publication?
more
Two?
2 more weeks. So yes, 2 more weeks tomorrow, right? Yeah, December
yep.
1st. So but it's going by so slow. Like it's yeah. Ah, it's okay.
Yes. I mean, we have had the absolute honor of reading it, and it is as fabulous and worth the wait, in my opinion. But obviously, when this comes out, it's not out yet. So we're not going to give you guys any spoilers if you are listening to this. But we do want to talk about the book, and we want to talk about, like, you'd say in your author's note about the inspiration that brought with the
Mhm.
Norse and everything. Can you talk about that and tell us all the research you did with the Norse mythology and just the inspiration behind the book and where that all came from? Because it's very clear you did a lot of research, took a lot of time to make sure everything was hammered out the way it should have been.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I like it. I like it. Pulling in Mjolnir. There we go. So my dad's side of the family is Norwegian, and I grew up having my grandpa, like he was an avid reader, but his dad grew up in Norway, so he came over when he was really little. So I mean that's pretty close as far as generationally to our family. I mean, pretty close as you can get. And so I had tons of books from Norway, and all of them had to do with mythology. And growing up, like that was kind of how we bonded. He traveled a lot, and so we bonded over Norse mythology. And he always called us like his little Vikings. My dad wanted to name my sister Torvald technically, and my mom was like horrified, but he was dead serious in the hospital. Like this should be her name, and we were like, or Kristen, or maybe we name her that. So like, I mean, I don't know. So that's kind of like, and then of course, my oldest son's name is Thor. So he has like the blonde hair, the dimples, and my youngest is Rourke. So we stayed with the tradition of Norwegian names. So it's kind of like been part of our family. And one of the reasons I even came up with it is I was going through my office and I was looking through some of the books that I had. I have tons of research books on Mafia since I write Mafia. And I was looking and I had those ones. And I was like, man, it'd be really cool to have a book about Norse gods because we have Greek gods, we have even Roman gods, we have Mars, we have all these different types of mythologies. And the crazy part is people are still ravenous for it, right? So like Persephone Hades, I will read that. I don't care. Like day in and day out, like I will read that because every author's take on it is so fascinating to me. And so I was like, man, we really need something that's more Norse like coded. The funny thing is though, once you get into Norse mythology, like people would think I was making crap up because like it's very, very, very graphic and very intense in what it is. But yeah, so I pitched it. I was like, hey, let's do a like sexy Norse mythology. Obviously the first draft is not what you guys read. The first draft had a lot more Norse. If you can imagine, like I dialed that down to like a 20. It was like in way more than that. And my editors, when I originally sent in the book, they were like, yeah, we can't publish this, mainly because like when they looked at it they were like, it's just like you need a dictionary. Like people don't know Norse mythology, all they know is Marvel, all they know is Thor, Loki, Odin, Asgard. Like that's literally all they know. So you can't come like barreling in trying to like teach people about mythology. You have to make it like digestible and good and fun. So it's actually kind of hard for me because I had to dial back a ton. because I'm like, you'd be interested in this. Did you know? And it's like, no, no one cares. Literally, Rachel, no one cares about this. Like, you need to actually make it like a fun book. But that's where that all came from, and I hope I did it justice while still making it entertaining. So yeah, so that it makes me feel good that you guys still liked it and you weren't like,
I mean, if you ever want to drop that first draft to us, we would love, like, I personally, because I know this is dumb, but to me, sometimes it sounds like it feels like historical fiction almost, even though like
Mhm.
historical fantasy, I guess,
Yeah.
because you get
Yeah,
to learn
yeah,
all of these new things. And I enjoy learning while I read. So if you ever want to
yes.
drop it, you got some readers here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good to know.
This year alone, we've read 900, 1000, 1,000, 12
1000 works.
1,200 page books this year of fantasy, and
That's
I would do
crazy.
longer. I would keep going. So if you would
See, and
like
I
to,
love
like,
that.
let us know when your
I
director's
I will.
extended cut Lord of the Rings is available.
What
We
was
will
that?
read it.
What was that, guys?
I love that.
Yeah,
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 the Zack
Zack
Snyder cut.
Snyder. It's
Yeah.
a Zack Snyder cut of the book. No, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be like, guys, here's the Zack Snyder. This is what got published. This one's like 1,000 pages. Because even when I did revisions, we still had to cut it back. And I was like, whoops. So yeah, I might have to do that.
I
Yeah.
would
It's because I'm dialogue heavy though, too. So it makes the books really, really a lot longer than they should be because it's caught the pages. You know what I mean? Like it's because
yeah.
when you have dialogue, it's like boom, boom, boom. So it does make it seem like it's longer than it is. So,
Okay, that's very interesting to hear because it seemed like you did what you set out to do. So it's like I can't even
good.
picture that you had this like whole other, half that we're not
I
seeing.
mean,
Mhm.
again, the banter was so good. Like I will read
Thanks.
I Ray, I loved it all.
Yeah, we'll do it again. So, speaking of, can you introduce us to your main characters and kind of give us the lay of the land in our setting for the story?
Yes, our main character, one of them is Ray, and she's our female lead in this. Our I just badass like assassin. She's Odin's daughter, which technically is not a spoiler. It's in some of the blurbs and some of them it's not. But she is Odin's daughter. You find out in the first chapter, so there you go. And she set off to get back Mjolnir, which is Thor's hammer, and she has to go and get it back from her sworn enemy, which is another family. Think Romeo and Juliet. We have like two families that hate each other. They're in the mafia. Very powerful, not cool, and it's the sun. And the sun is Eric, and he is a frost giant. So the best comparison I can give you is for anyone who's listening to this is that if you look at Marvel, you look at Loki, he is a frost giant in one of the very first films. Not that we want to make the comparison, but because it's easy for you to understand and digest, that's one of like Asgard's number one like enemies is the frost giants because they are so powerful. They have the power to heal. They're very strong. They live a very long time. So that kind of comes into play a little bit too, actually in book two, but in book one, you kind of see it a little bit. So we have him, we have Odin, who also is a huge character. Obviously, we all know who Odin is, but in this, we have Odin as not the good guy, the bad guy. So in Fallen Gods, what you think are the saviors of the world, the good people, Thor, Odin, like what we've always seen in normal entertainment, is kind of flipped on its ear, and the good guys are actually supposedly the giants. So those are our two main characters. We also have Rowan, who is a brother or stepbrother ish to Ray, her best friend, bodyguard. All in all, really great person, out to protect her, keep her safe, does not like her getting close to the enemy whatsoever. And we don't really know a ton about him at first, but obviously you can see he's very protective. And then we have Reeves, who is kind of like the fun. He's Eric's brother. We don't really know who he is. Again, spoilers. Can't tell you like any of. I really can't tell you any characters' backgrounds for this for the most part. But like he is like the kind of guy that is just always like the life of the party. Really funny. His dialogue is just chef's kiss. Like he was a hard one to write only because he kept like overshadowing some of the other characters, and I'd be like, you need to dial it back, dial it back. So he's another main character, and then we have the giants, and a couple other characters you guys meet later on. But again, lots of spoilers there. But yeah, those are the two main people to focus on are their Odin's daughter, and Ray, and then Eric.
Of a lot of book clubs. And every single month, I don't care who wrote it. It could be Tolkien, it could be any great anyone. I saw everything coming. Someone says that every month at all of
This
our
is
book
true.
clubs,
Yes.
every genre. So I know you know that, but like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, there's no way. No, but yeah,
And even if you
it's
did,
true.
it's a cookie. Like the rest of us were excited. So
Personally, I
Yes,
agree
thank you, thank you.
with Liz. Like I never see anything coming.
sometimes
Sometimes like we'll have like moments I'll be like, I saw it. And she's like, I'm so proud of you because it's just not normal. And then other times I'm like, I know that there were Easter eggs, but I didn't, we're both
Yeah.
she is a master Swiftie. I am like
You're we are both.
I am not as good as you. So I feel like you're really good at like reading the terrain. And so
Reads into everything.
yeah,
Yeah, like the picture during the interview behind as they're doing you're like, "Oh, that's
He
'cause"
has
yeah,
taught me that
that's
nothing
crazy.
is real and everything that I'm supposed to, like, be looking at are, like, the words in between the lines of the pages. Like, I it's a lot.
she
Yeah.
texted me like halfway through our read and she was like, "There's something with Reeve." And I was like, "He's just funny and get found."
But I didn't know.
I love it.
But I
No,
didn't.
but I love that you were like but
There
that's the best part is when you have a buddy to read with and you're like, "Listen, I don't know what it is, but I can't prove it yet, but there's something going
My
on here." I
spidey
love that.
senses were tingling. That's all I knew.
yeah, and that's why I was like, "Well,
I love it.
actually, like, yeah, I hear you, but also what if Ray is,
Right.
Thor, blah,
That
I
would have been a really good twist though, so get like, you need to be writing, like, that would be an amazing twist. I would have been all for that, like, that's
I tell her
good
she
job.
needs to write.
I have
She
written
has
Yeah.
ideas.
I have written a tornado romance, so that's
Wait, pause. Listen. Cut. Okay, we need to talk about the tornado romance, like, what?
I didn't intend to bring this up.
I'm ready.
But
The
if you
people need
want
to
me to
know.
send you my outline so you can write it, you can. It's called Vortex,
Okay.
and it's not between tornadoes. It's
Thank God.
Well, I mean, one could
It
assume it might be, so that's where I was my head was
one does
going.
exist, in
yeah.
case you were wondering.
It's
There
called Taken by
Ok
the Tornado.
it's not don't
is it by the same toaster person that did, like, the
probably.
toaster and dinosaur ones? I know. It's
Probably.
not me, I'm not writing those,
More
but
like it.
Oh, yeah, the sentient s'mores were crazy. No. No. So, no, you're not writing weird sentient
No, it's
uh
just about because we went and watched the new Twisters movie, and that was supposed to be a romance movie, and they took out
Mhm.
the kiss, and I was so just not satisfied, and I was like, "I'll just write it." And so it's like Stormcast.
That's what you do.
Yeah. Or Storm
No, you, like, wrote the ending. No, you wrote what you wanted to that's what you do when you're a writer, like, the amount of times I do that when I, like, watch a movie, so you have it already in you. That's like a total writing gene thing. You're like, "Nope, gonna fix
sent
it."
it to
See?
you, and you can take it over and actually make it good
Yeah.
because I don't even know how to use a comma,
Okay.
let alone write a whole story.
It's just like
It's okay, I don't actually either, and I write in run-on sentences,
yeah,
so to be fair, I'm
You're
like,
like
"It's stylistic."
you're like, "Ma'am, I don't know what this is, but okay."
No.
Okay, back to Fallen Gods, sorry. We tend to go on tangents a lot, I'm so
It's
sorry.
alright. It's alright.
Are there specific themes and messages from the book that you wanna make sure readers pick up?
Yeah, especially for this one, like, redemption is always something that I want people to pick up on. I feel like I do that in all my books. Like, to me, like, a good book always discusses redemption. Basically, like, the good guys can always, like, make a different choice. Like, you can come back from something. And just because something is expensive, shiny, new, whatever, like, doesn't mean that it's good. And I think, like, especially I think in books even, like, this day and age, like, just because it looks good doesn't mean it is good, just because it looks bad doesn't mean it's bad. And I really want people to look at that and kind of, like, see like the judgment in like how we perceive things, but redemption, betrayal, friendship, obviously, and then unconditional love. Because I feel like too, I mean, that sounds kind of cheesy, but with Fallen Gods, like I feel like in the end, like there is so much love there. And I know that people don't really like insta love stories. And for them, I was able to justify it based on the fact that they knew each other before and that line between love and hate. And when you have magical powers, all that stuff like in there and knowing someone how they are, like it's almost like you're able to kind of like twist that more than if you were just writing like a contemporary romance. But with them, like, just having, like, the higher stakes and knowing, like, what sacrifice really, really is, I think is huge. So, yeah, sacrifice, redemption, all that kinda stuff. I think those themes are really powerful, but I think in books like this too, you can still it's not just fluff, like, you can still take that away from it, and I want people to still see that. I want it just to be like, "Oh, it was really entertaining." I want them to take away something from the book, and I think it does hold those things.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's gonna be loud and clear. We're all gonna be like, "Yeah, that's exactly how we all felt," you know? Um,
Yeah.
so I think, yeah, that's is that how I felt? Is that how you felt?
Yeah, I mean, specifically with Ray, I feel like
Mhm,
being like groomed to be one thing and wanting to be another. That was very
mhm,
powerful through the whole book. You could tell.
mhm.
Well, you knew how yo-yo she was, so
Right, and choosing herself too.
like also stuck to her mission. Like she knew she had to
Yeah,
complete it. It's a very
yeah.
twisted, not twisted, but like intense thing.
Mhm.
there's like no way out, and like there's no like magical wand that's going to make it all better. Like either way there's going to be consequences. And I don't like books that are like, oh, now it's all neat and clean. Like there's no clean when it comes to like high stakes like that. They're no, if you solve it just like and make it that easy, then what was the point of like going through all of it? And then what's the point even in earning it if you didn't suffer for it? Like it's, you have to like have that in there. And I think for her too, like her learning her identity, like who she is, and then also him learning who he is. And I think too, again, no spoilers, but he has a moment in the end of the book where you see something I think that's pretty like spectacular in him about like knowing who he is and like his sacrifice and stuff, but like his knowledge of what he's willing to give up. Like there was like a huge moment in there for him that I was like, if you see nothing else, like see this part and where he's like demanding something of the universe. You know what I mean? And I think that that was just for me, that was like I loved her story arc, but I liked how they both kind of had a similar story arc, but they both had their own moments. They each got their time, I guess, on the page. There was no like, I'm going to save you and save the world. And then he's like, I'm going to save you and save the world. There's none of that. It's almost like an equal, I don't, this is going to sound really lame, but like, I remember, watching the second Frozen movie. And one of the most romantic things ever is when he is like, what can I do to help the hero? Like he says that to her. And to me, I'm like, that is the sexiest, I know it's a cartoon. That's like the sexiest thing you could say though, because it wasn't like, how can I save you? How can I fix this? It was like, how can I help? Like, how can I be by your side? And I think that's another message too, like within the book too.
Also, like Into the Woods is the most iconic song ever sang by both a reindeer and a man. So here we are.
Here we are. I love it.
Amen.
I love it so much.
Yes, it's the best.
and
No,
it's
like,
weird to
it's the
say,
best.
they're adults. Kristoff is sexy.
Listen,
I'm
I
sorry.
just
It's
want
true.
I just want Elsa to get like Jack Frost. Like I want her now.
Oh,
But like I want that fan fiction.
I also want
that could come back to the tornadoes. That could be
Yeah.
the next one that you do.
There you go.
I'm telling
that's
you.
Jack.
And you can call it Frost.
Frosted. What was
Oh,
people of New York? Frost yourselves.
Oh my
frost
goodness.
yourselves. That's from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yep.
Yes,
That was
I know.
That's iconic. I love
date
it.
myself.
Okay. So one thing that everyone who knows you knows about you is you are a master of chemistry and tension and the push and the pull of entanglements. And I wanted to kind of pick your brain and see kind of what that was like in a fantasy world, in this fantasy world, and how did writing that kind of go for you?
That's the most fun. That is like the most fun. The tension. I am a sucker for like I watch a lot of Korean dramas, a lot of Chinese dramas, Thai dramas, and a lot of the fantasies is what I so like when I couldn't read fantasy, I was watching Chinese fantasy. One of the things they do really well is they do a lot of that tension where it is not even as much as what they say, but how they say it and the proximity of how they say it. So for me, I was like, hey, maybe we can't do XYZ, but I can make it to where like there's a point where like they're having a conversation and he breaks the pencil, but the sexual tension of the conversation is as if they both just had like this huge moment and you're just like, what just happened? Like it feels really tense, but they're not even touching. And I'm like, that to me is what I wanted to do. I wanted it to be such a good book that like you were reading it and you're like, they didn't even kiss, but somehow it's like hot in here and I'm fanning myself and like, what is happening? Like I was hoping to get that kind of tension across the page and then also do it within the banter. Because I like fun banter, but I also like there's a moment in the book, again, this is not a spoiler, but where they're talking about like just a couple more minutes in this like where we pretend things don't exist, you know, like to where they can justify making choices and they're touching and there's just like it's just so sexy. So like it was really fun for me. But like I love but that's like the most fun. You know me, like I don't like writing, I don't like the details. Like I don't want to dress my characters. I hate it when I have to feed them, when they have to sleep. I'm like, no, like we just want those moments and we do. And I'm like, I want them to kiss and I want them to talk and banter all day long. And then they're gonna wake up the next day and we're gonna have all these like high stakes moments. And then like so like I always have to get reined in for the mundane details. Like I remember my agent had read through this and she was like, so do they go to class? And I was like, well, I mean, it's not that important. Don't you? And she's like, well, they are in a university. I mean, they should probably go to like, you know, and I'm like, yeah, that's fair. So, but that's just how, I mean, I like to write the way that I read. Like I love reading books like that. I love books that are able to do that. So it was difficult at times because I do get lost in those things, but that's really how I tried to build up that tension and that momentum, especially when they hated each other, because you can still make it really sexually charged as long as like you have like really intense hatred and they're like really close and you're like, are they going to kiss? Are they going to punch each other? No one knows. Really cool. So I was trying to keep that level up in that area too.
You did a good job.
I was gonna
Thank you.
say, listen, who cares if they eat? If
I
they
Right?
care,
Thank you.
class who?
Your
Yeah.
probably were not very happy with you.
My what?
Your
Your Sims.
Sims.
Did you ever play Sims?
No, I never no, I never did.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
I wouldn't try.
You would no, no, no.
Oh yeah, because you have to like take care of them.
Yeah.
Like no. No, I had like not a Tamagotchi. I had like the little like pet or whatever, but it died all the time because I didn't care. And then I felt see this no. So you should not even get me started on this because like I like the poor dog. I do take care of my dog. I love dogs, guys. Don't take it that way. I love like my animals and stuff, but like I'm really bad. I have to be reminded of things. I have to write things down. As far as like plants, like I'm always like I'm like it'd be so great to have chickens and a garden. And my husband's like, yeah, because you would just like benefit from it and I would be doing all the things. And I'm like, that's true. Because I just don't but I'm like, but that's also part of like when you're married, like it's a
Right,
partnership. And I'm like, I will cook the food. You can make sure it doesn't die in the
right,
garden. So
exactly.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, doing Sims. Sorry, yeah, I would have been horrible. That's probably why I never got into it because I was like, nope.
Yeah, you would play how I play, which is like, yeah, whatever, eat, but then we're gonna kiss. We're gonna invite the Grim Reaper
Mhm.
over to our
Oh
house,
yeah.
and we're gonna get pregnant by the Grim Reaper. All my Sims, their
Ooh,
father is the Grim Reaper.
The same Grim Reaper?
Oh yeah, he
Oh.
gets
I
around.
like that.
He's
He
the
gets
Grim
it.
Reaper of
I feel like there's another. I think that's like your third story right there. No, you have like the tornadoes. I mean, come on.
I can see the reviews now. This author does not know what she wants.
Yeah,
well, we
but
can't
I was entertained the entire time.
and BK Borkston is writing a Grim Reaper book right now,
Yeah.
so
Ooh,
we can't I'll let her do that, but all my Sims, they already have his children, so I don't know what she's gonna do with
that's hysterical. I love that.
it.
We are really going on some
I
tangents.
know, but
I
you're
never thought, like, coming here that I would talk about The Sims and
And Grim Reapers, and
but you're so fun to talk to.
you guys are awesome. You're hysterical. We need to do this more often.
we do.
Honestly.
Are there any of your real life experiences that you put in this book? Is there anything that you like were like, okay, this happened to me in college, so Ray, good luck.
Um, Guys, I feel so old now. I'm like, that was so long ago. Not really. I'm gonna say not really. It was though. I kind of mimicked the actual like college campus actually after the college I went to. I just took it, picked it up, and put it in Lake Stevens or like outside Lake Stevens. Because there is no college, Lake Stevens College or like actual college. I made that one up, but obviously for obvious reasons. But I used my actual college and like a lot of like the way that the dorms are set up, like in this, I was like, oh, and then there'll be a trail here and a trail here. And I know that only because they were like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm like, it is real. I will show you the map. Like, it doesn't make sense here, but it does, like, with like the woods surrounding it and stuff.
Mhm.
So I did use that. As far as college experiences, um, not really. And you know what's weird? As I normally do, like, I normally take from real life and I'm like, I'm going to add this in here and do this. But I think because for me, this was so like away from where I would normally do that. Like I was able to kind of just like make everything up. I would just kind of stayed away from it. But normally I do because I can't help but default to be like, oh, that was about that ex-boyfriend or that was about like this situation. Like, why not? So yeah, but this time I didn't really do that, which is weird because again, normally I do, but this time it was only really just the college campus.
Hey, that counts.
I was
Okay.
never lost.
No,
I felt like on campus.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You did good.
it felt like college. I
Yeah.
was like, man, she went
Thank
to
you.
college.
Yeah.
She knows how to walk.
She knows. Yeah. You know where you sleep and where you eat. Like that's all that matters.
That's sleeping, eating, and drinking.
Literally.
That's
Yes.
it. That's all you do. So yeah. So that being said, I feel like I maybe have an inkling of how you're going to answer this, but can you walk us through your writing process? Like, are you a
Yeah.
plotter or are you a chaos demon?
A chaos demon. I'm a pantser, even when it comes to fantasy, which is not good. Like that is not a good. I'm not proud of this. Like it's not like I'm sitting here being like it like creates so much stress for me. But I'm very character driven, so whenever I sit down and write a book, immediately I want the characters are like talking already, and it's like I am watching a show and I'm pressing pause, writing it down really quick, pressing play again, watching them interact, and then writing it down. So like everything is very visual. So like it is literally like a movie in my head. So for me to plan a movie, like my brain doesn't work that way because I'm like, well, it's already done. So that'd be weird to like plan what's already been done. So I just press play and let them go. So a lot of times too, like I know like the big things that'll happen. Like I want this person dead in the end, or I want this the start to be here where it's just a conversation, or she trips over a rock, or this happens, and then I need these 5 things to happen, and the details in between how they get there, like that's just going to be whatever the characters do. So everything is very, for me, dialogue and character driven, which I think you can tell when you read my books. Like it does make it too to sometimes like I will have chapters where you're like, that was great, that was hilarious, but like nothing happened. But in my brain, I'm like, but we should keep it because it's still funny, it's entertaining. But so that's why a lot of times publishers, they do have to rein me in because I will go off. Like for this book, like we did cut a ton, like a ton. Because some of the chapters just weren't necessary. It was just like, but in my mind, I'm like, but if it's good, then we keep it and it's more entertaining for people. But that's not how publishing works, apparently. So you can't do that. But, and I've been told this before with publishers. So I don't know why to me it was like, oh, really? Because I've been writing for quite a while. So it's just one of those things, So for me, like, again, it's a definite pantser thing. And then I think too, like, I say that, but I think my brain is constantly going anyways. So like I have my Eagle Elite series that I'm still writing in or kind of still writing in that I started back in 2011. And people will say like, oh, that's crazy that you knew back in book 2 that so and so would do this in book 12. And I'm like, uh-huh. No clue. Like did not plan that out at all. But for whatever reason, it was in it like it looks like I did, right? So I think that there is some sort of like weird magical thing that happens with authors when we sit down that like maybe it's a subconscious thing that it ends up getting on paper and it seems like a planned out thing and really it was just like a happy accident. But that's pretty much my writing process. That's lots of caffeine. I sit in the dark. I need music on, lights off. I can't write sex scenes without lipstick on because it feels weird. And yeah, that's
Honestly,
my
that's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
thank you. Thank you.
That's so cool.
That's so
Honestly, that's iconic behavior.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel really good about myself today then. Thank you. Thank you. I literally can't like it'll mess the entire thing up. Because you don't feel sexy. You don't feel like anything. Like you can't just like and I'll have sweats on and stuff, but I'll have like a full face of makeup and I'll
What
have
about
like
like a
full
gloss?
lipstick.
Or does it have to be
Hmm.
like a red, like Taylor Swift lip? Like a
It depends on the character. I'll put on their lipstick. That sounds even creepier when I say it out
no,
loud.
no,
No,
no. I
it has to be there.
I love
People are gonna feel like, no, but that's I have if you went upstairs in my room, like I have an entire that is my like obsession is I'll buy tons of different lip gloss colors. I don't wear black lip gloss, but I have some because I have a mafia girl that all she wore was like a dark purple black lipstick all the time. And I was like,
you
well, I
put it on
clearly
when
need
you're
that.
writing it.
So I would put it on I was writing. Yeah. I haven't touched it since because I haven't written her since. So yeah, I've had that lip there for quite a while. But yeah, I buy so if you ever see me at Target, I'm like busting out all these lip glosses from my main characters and
that
then
is
That's
yeah.
so
amazing.
funny.
That's amazing. And may I suggest, you do a lip line, make your own and be like, here's this a companion lippy. I would buy them all.
And it's the
For
name
your
of the
book.
character you were writing is the name of the lip.
So I did do this. I did an entire makeup line, but it's actually a sad story. So I did an entire makeup line to coincide with all my books, right? And you could have bought it on my website. It was really cool. I was really pumped about it. And they're really bad at shipping and it was all like organic. Like, I mean, like we spent like a lot of time on it. And then my assistant passed away. So after she passed away, like I got locked out of my entire Shopify store. It's really sad. It gets dark. So I got locked out of my entire Shopify store and all the designs, like everything that we had like worked on, all that was saved was like just what was for sale. And then even then I had to like basically all the years we put into it is just like gone. So now we're starting over, but we are starting over with a Fallen Gods eye palette, and then we're doing like lip glosses and lipsticks too. But we're only gonna do the eye palette and the lip gloss for the books because I did have like I had moisturizer, I had like everything. I was like, yeah, let's do it all. Not a good idea. I do not recommend, okay, because it's really stressful and it took forever and it still like crashed and burned like horribly, like because apparently a Shopify store is really hard to do when you have that and all these books and stuff. So, but yes, that will be coming out. We will have that. So we are gonna have like a Fallen Gods like array lip gloss, and we will. So I will send it to you guys. I will send it to you guys. But yeah, we made like little influencer boxes for it specifically. So yeah.
So whiplash, my neck hurts. I need insurance
Yeah.
for that
First of all, we
story.
are
Sorry.
sorry for bringing that up.
I
No,
thought
it's
I really
no,
ate with that
no.
idea.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. It's totally fine. No, she would yes, she was my assistant for a very long time. She would laugh knowing that it was getting brought up this way. So it's totally fine. So yeah, but it did make it to where it was like, oh man. So because it was a really good idea and to like send that out to like the people can take a picture with their pretty book and with their
No,
lip
because
gloss. Is
that's
that
insane.
so,
And you had
yeah.
an idea. Rest in peace. Maybe that was her telling me that I needed to bring it up so that the people know. They get
Yes, so we're gonna future have this. Yes, you will have this in the future.
Okay, I'm gonna pivot just okay, so this eye
Mhm,
palette. Are we thinking like
mhm.
golds and
oh, for
blacks and
sure, and, like,
smoky
smokies.
eyes?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
some
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ray
glitter,
needs a
some
smoky.
frost.
We need some frost, yes. So, yes. Oh, yes, we've already just yes, we need a frosty, we need a smoky and a frosty. So we have, like, more of, like, the giant one, and then we have the gods, which is gonna be more like the golden smoky eye, if you will, with, like
That's what I'm
I'm a
hoping
huge fan
for.
right now of, like yes, like, the reds. I'm really into the reds right now, like, because you can make it look not as intense but also, like, darken as much as you want, but it's actually really flattering on everyone. Just like the whole, like, when you put the blush on the eye and everything, and it just looks really flattering. Makes you look alive, like you're not dead. So anyways, that's my plan. And yes, the palettes, we're actually should be getting samples this next week. We wanted to do it with the release, but it just didn't work out that way. But yeah, and then like the lipstick, same. Like I want really nice, like the lip liner and like, yeah, the plumper. We did have plumper too, but yeah, plumper, all that kind of fun stuff. I
I
love
mean,
makeup.
honestly, like, I'm glad we're on the same page because that's so exciting.
That's the
It's
craziest
so
thing I've
fun.
ever heard.
There's just gonna be 3 minutes of both of us just like,
But
Yeah.
we are also in a virtual book club with hundreds of people, and there's a whole makeup room, and people will buy whatever anyone sends. "Hey, I just got this." "Oh, good, me too." Everyone buys the same things all the time. So, like, that
Can I
will
ask a question then that is related to that, since you
yeah.
guys are experts? What do I get for hollow eyes? You know the hollow eye, like the I feel like this is our podcast has gone totally off the rails at this point.
It's gonna
Like
what do I do?
I'm not the expert, so I'm going to defer to you.
Like, like a skincare?
yeah, like not even that, but even like a good cover up, like good cover up that doesn't because the
Oh,
minute you cover up right here, it causes almost more bags and more, you know what I mean? Like it
well,
just looks old. It looks old. Guys, I
what
just
I
turned 40.
do
Like I
is
need like
I'm obsessed with the TikTok, the snail mucin. Have you seen that?
no.
It's cheap
You
too.
need to send me an
Yeah,
email.
I'll
Okay.
email it to you. Well, I
Okay.
only have Caitlin's email, so she's gonna be like, "Why the f are you sending me a
We
Sephora
have I'll
listing?"
DM it to you.
I'll
Wait, do
send
I
it.
have like I'll send you my email.
Yeah, but it's like 20, $30,
Mhm.
and it's snail mucin. It's like this really thick whatever, but it is, like, firming. Like, Liz will tell you, last year, I
I
had
need
big
that.
ass bags under my eyes, and I, like, don't really anymore, and
I
I
don't see them at
on my
all.
whole face, and I literally feels tighter afterwards, and then an eye cream, but the Hourglass concealer is my favorite concealer that doesn't make me feel like I'm adding wrinkles or adding bags,
Mhm.
'cause I'm in my 30s now, so
I
I
use
need that.
the
You
L'Oreal
look
Mercier, is that how I
Mhm.
say
The
it?
brightening concealer?
No, the press powder. So I'll do like Hourglass concealer and then
mhm.
I try not to like move, like smile or anything. And then
Yeah.
I take the press powder and I press into that. And I've done the Huda Beauty.
Huda Beauty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I tend
The
to like
baking.
have the separation, but with the press
Yeah,
Mhm.
powder, I do not have that separation either.
yeah.
See, and I'll get the separation too, so that's okay. So I need both
Much
I need all
every
those
single
things.
person in our book club uses the Kosas concealer, the Hourglass concealer, or,
Tower 28's
the
big right
Tower
now too.
28 concealer. Like,
Okay.
everyone's
Okay.
using just those, basically. And
Okay.
everyone I know uses the snail mucin.
Mhm.
So,
I need the snails and I need the others because especially
I
if I wear hats too, you can really see and I'm like, "Oh no."
I also have a it's Ilia ILIA and it's this
Yeah, I love that brand.
caffeine cream
oh, yeah, you love that.
and I love
Mhm.
that too. So,
And you are
Okay, I'll try that because I love their mascara. Their mascara is amazing. Like it's
yeah, I
really
have it too.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll send you all that.
Yes, please do. Okay. You
okay,
guys are the
let's move
best.
on.
Sorry.
Right,
Sorry.
No,
no,
I am obsessed.
this is my favorite thing. I love yapping. I love it.
I
It's
do.
okay. So, when it
Okay.
comes to world building,
Mhm.
how do you balance that when it comes to that and then like your character build? Like I know you're character driven, so how do you balance being that and then like doing the world building? Do you have to like specifically write out the world building and then fit it in or how do you make sure it happens?
Easiest way to do it is to put it in the dialogue.
Mhm.
So rather than doing like a big info dump, for me, it's like you're interacting and talking about the world while you're talking and having action because in the real world, like I'm talking to you guys and it just organically goes to like, oh, I have, oh, makeup. Oh, let's do this. Like, and that's how normally if you're walking with someone and you're on campus, what's that? Or what is this? Or like, oh, what are those drunk freshmen doing? Oh, they think this is a magical da da da. Rather than being like, as I arrived on campus, I noticed an archway that looked like it was magical. Like, what's more interesting to read? The drunk college kids or
Mhm.
you like info dumping. And I think with world building, I think what's really hard for fantasy writers, myself included, is we want to get it all out there all at once. Like,
Mhm.
these are the rules, this is the language, this is like what you can do, what you can't do. And there's a time and place for that, I think, but I think it gets boring for the reader. And also, that is again not the real world. You want it to be so immersive for the fantasy aspect of it that you feel like this is actually not only happening as you're reading it, but it could happen in real life. And so for me, I wanted it to be that way too. Like, oh, random, I'm walking through this college campus and maybe there are gods. Maybe I do have this eerie feeling. Maybe this is happening. And so including it within like even like like for them, like it was like they had to do a project about like the local like area. So like for me that was an easy way to bring in ice caves, to bring in something that actually does exist like there. So that's kind of how I used that. But I think if you bring it in with the dialogue and you really make it to where it's a natural organic thing, it doesn't feel like you're just info dumping on people, which again, that's what I think that's fantasy books like make or break based on that one rule, I feel like, as far as the world building goes.
Yeah, we definitely know some readers who will DNF a book if the world building is like
Mhm,
too much too soon and too intense too
mhm,
soon. They're just like, it doesn't catch my attention enough to where, like,
mhm,
right, like if you use the banter to set the scene, that's
Mhm.
a much smoother, that can, I'm not gonna say
mhm,
that can be a much smoother way to do
Mhm.
things for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
yeah,
I can think of 5 books off the top of my head that our Romantasy book club is obsessed with, and everyone made mention of, "I liked that the world building was conversational.
Yeah.
I liked
mhm,
that the world building wasn't in 1347." It's like,
yeah,
you're there, we are with her,
mhm,
we are with them, we are on campus, like, that is
mhm.
really cool.
Yeah. It just makes it easier, and I think yeah. And I think too, the other kind of book, those are normally like your longer books anyways, the ones that do have the info dump, and there's definitely usually those authors that do that, I feel like are ones that are really well established, so you trust them enough to be like, "Okay, I'm gonna trust that these first 50 pages might not be my favorite, but it's gonna get better." So I think like debut authors, a lot of times have more pressure to like get that conversational world building in versus like a more established author can kind of get away with sometimes like you know, leaving in some of the parts that you're like, but because you know that it's gonna be good.
Hmm.
For sure, for sure.
Mhm,
So, with Fallen Gods, what
mhm.
can your readers expect next? I know it's not even out yet, but this is just going to be a question that everyone's going to pester us with. So, we thought we would try. Is there anything you can share about the world and what's next for it?
In the Fallen Gods world? Okay, so in the Fallen Gods world, oh no, what can I share? So we have in book 2, we still have all the same characters, which is great, kind of ish. And I
I was
say
like,
kind of ish. Um, you're like, well, so going into that, like I feel like book 1 was like setting the stage for like just pure chaos because everything has just been like exploded, basically. That's all I can say about book 2. Everything exploded. So, like, now we have, like, what do we do with the aftermath of the consequences and choices that have been made? Sides have been taken, people have been revealed. So it's kind of like we now really have a full-fledged war in our hands, which is kind of fun. So, yeah, you're gonna see in book 2 a lot more world building, obviously, and you're gonna see a lot more of the Norse mythology come in as far as, like, the stories, which I'm really excited about personally because I'm able to bring in a lot more of that mythology now that we know who the key players are. You know how they all have their own lore behind them of like what they're known for. And so bringing all that in is like super, super fun. So I can say that that is definitely happening. Um, that's all I can really say. I'm like, I feel like if I say anything else, it's going to be just like, because it just gives too much away. So read book 1 and then just know that book 2 is like, if you felt like book 1 is intense, book 2 is going to like triple, quadruple that as far as intensity and intention. So yeah.
that's
Yay.
perfect. I feel like that's the
No.
most enticing thing that you could have possibly said. So,
Oh, good.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay. So we're gonna start wrapping it up here. What
Okay.
was the most rewarding part of writing Fallen Gods for you?
The most rewarding part was getting an ending that felt satisfying, that wasn't, too much of a cliffhanger, but enough to where it was like happy for now-ish. Like the ending for this was had changed so many times, like in my head, and I had so many good endings in my head. I had so many different like, or I could do this, or I could do this. Like I think the hard part about fantasy is there's so many things you can do. And for me, I'm like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And it ended up just because the characters are just like there's one tiny little choice or like change that you make in chapter two can change the entire like book in the ending. And so to me, like getting to the end and being satisfied with that as an author and being like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Like I like the ending that you guys both loved. I'm like, this is it. Like this is gonna make people either kill me or so happy.
Hmm.
And hopefully they won't see this coming. But on top of that, like I feel like this is very theatrical and a really cinematic. And I wanted it to feel that way to where you're mad. You can literally see it like as like a TV show or like a movie. You're like, holy crap, that'd be insane. So I felt really satisfied in that and honestly just finishing it. Again, there was a lot of like whenever you write a fantasy book, there's drafts, like the drafting process of like I have this version and then this version and just like making sure that seeing it all come together is a very beautiful thing. And again, for me, like it was a very long process. I'm used to writing and releasing books pretty fast. I have almost 200 books out right now. So, and I've been writing since 2011. I'm 40 now. So yeah, it's been a long journey for me. So I've had to be really patient with this one, and that's been good in some ways to like teach me that I need to be patient. And also like bad in some ways because I'm just like just get it out there. But it it takes a minute. So for me, just getting it out there, getting it done is like a huge accomplishment. Holding it, I started bawling, like holding the paperback or the hardcover in my hands, like uncontrollable sobbing. And then I went upstairs to my makeup and I was like, told my youngest Thor, I'm like, do a video of me and dad opening it. So actually I hadn't even touched the books yet. I had the idea of touching them made me cry. So I was like, I'll cry first, then I'll do my makeup. And then, because I had to get ready for the day anyways, and I'm like, and then we'll do an unboxing because I was going to do an unboxing for Instagram. And I was like, and if I get the tears out beforehand, I won't ruin my makeup. I'll look like a normal human, like a sane human when I open this, and it'll be totally fine. Well, that didn't happen. Like immediately I start like bawling again. And I'm just like, you'd think that I'd never published a book a day in my life. Like that's literally my reaction. And I'm sure people are probably like, oh, it's her first book. It's like, nope.
I know that's
It's like
super
book
brilliant.
198.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here I am, like, but I think that's also that should be very telling, like how much work goes into every book. It's not just like, oh, I did this again, or I did like so much of my soul goes into these books that holding it is just like it's life altering. It is like it's indescribable. Like it's yeah. So having it done is huge for me.
Do you happen to have like a Spotify playlist for this book that you set
I
up?
do.
Oh,
If you
I do have a
us, we
Spotify
can
playlist.
attach it to the episode.
yeah.
I will send it to you. It has a lot of Viking music. It's like it's kind of like dated. I added to it as I wrote. In certain songs. Normally what I do in a book is I have like each song goes to a chapter or two songs go to a chapter. So like you can actually like as you listen, you can know like read along basically. So for this one I didn't do that though. Normally I do just because this one I changed a lot. We took out a lot of chapters. So like it just didn't match up as much anymore. But yeah, it's definitely a really good playlist, an angry person playlist. I kind of love it.
Oh,
And I even used part of the playlist to write some of my mafia because I was like, I need something that's like guttural. And I was like, perfect, I'll grab Fallen Gods playlist. So yeah, but I do have it on my Spotify. So I have all my books for the most part, or like at least like the last like 5 years worth of books. They have playlists.
Perfect. I can't
amazing.
wait.
I love that.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, we want to say congratulations. You
Thank
should be
you.
so incredibly proud of yourself. Your readers, new readers, people who don't even like know that they like fantasy romantasy are going to eat this up. You did an amazing job. So we wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
And last question, where can new readers find you and where do you engage with readers online?
It's a great question. So Instagram at RachVD is my handle. That's where I'm mainly at. I try TikTok. I'm more of like a lurker on TikTok, so I exist there. But I do like I'm the worst. Like again, it's like the makeup tutorials, like all the things I get distracted and then I'm like, oh, I should probably post here. But I don't. So I'm not really great at TikTok, guys, but I'm great at Instagram. I'm very like active on there, or I try to be. I took like a 2.5 year hiatus from social media for the most part. So like all my videos now, I have no engagement anymore because I was like, just kidding. But now I'm back. So now I'm back online. You can also find me on Facebook at on Rachel Van Dyken, and then also I have a reader group called Rachel's New Rock and Readers. I think we're almost like 11,000 of us in there, and I'm in there all the time. So I'm in there talking all the time. also slide in my DMs, any of that. Like it's all me responding. It's not my assistant or anyone else. Like it's always me. So if you do hear from me, just know like it's not someone else commenting on my behalf because I like to do everything personally and I still do. Always have, always will. So yes, but Instagram is probably the best place to reach me.
Perfect. Well, yeah, everyone should definitely give you a follow.
But guys, also, can we please take a minute? Like, how amazing! It's the Raven and the Eye of Odin, and then Yggdrasil. Yeah. Anyways, beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Oh
Yes. Oh gosh.
my god.
Anyways,
Okay. Yes, we're ready. Okay.
okay.
Okay. So, Rachel, thank you so much once again for being here. We are so thankful. Everyone, stop what you're doing and add Fallen Gods to your TBR. If you're late to this episode, go to the bookstore and get Fallen Gods. Let us know what you think. And Rachel, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast, guys. So thank you. I'm so glad you love the book. Yes, go out and grab it. If you love fantasy, this is your jam.
It
Yes,
is.
it is. Yes.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
See you next time, guys.
Bye.
Yep.